probably been asked, what's the challenge for you with so many new people?
I think when people say new, it's just people they haven't seen, but they've been in practice with us this whole year. We didn't add anybody to the team. So, we know these young men capabilities, and they were all recruited to come play. So we have an expectation level of the kids that we recruit to still be able to come and perform. Now, before they still have to take the strides to go show what they can do, but we're confident in the bunch that we have because there's a reason why we brought them in.
Do you think the motivation factor, particularly given some of these guys, maybe a lot of these guys will not have a bunch of snaps under their belt? I think a lot of people outside the program are saying they can't make it Florida State anymore. Are you confident that these guys, this game means a ton to them?
Well, absolutely, because they get to go play. It's the next, it's the next game. You don't know, you're limited how many opportunities you get to play football games at this level. So our guys are excited just for the challenge and also just to showcase what they are. Like before anybody was who they were, they had to go play. So this is a game that got experience, and it's going to be new names. So every year is always, oh man, I didn't know about this kid or this guy. Because every year there's cycles of new playmakers, new names, new heights. So they're excited just to be able to showcase their ability.
I guess, are you disappointed or surprised at the number of opt-outs, or did you kind of see all of that coming, and how prepared were you for that eventuality?
Yeah, I don't think there's ever like a disappointment, or it's just individuals making the decisions they believe are best for their future. So it's more supportive because what we did and accomplished doesn't get erased. It's not like, oh man, they did this, so I'm disappointed. No, they got to make decisions that they believe is best for their future. Of course, we got a system and guide and things of that nature, but we're still sitting here 13-0, had a wonderful season. A lot of those guys were here when we were 3-9, 3-6. So there's still a lot of appreciation for those guys what they did in the year.
Tom asked a bunch of people in different sports one question. The question this time is, what's something you overcame the 2 weeks ago where you have something the first thing or challenge you had to take to reach this level?
Yeah, I've been fortunate that I had a family structure that gave me, like, if there wasn't adversity, they were going to create adversity to make sure we can overcome it. I would say the biggest thing is that not coming from a background of football, and then being able to climb to this level of profession, the old-fashioned way, being a junior college coach, playing at 1AA, and kind of ascending and hooking up with the right head coaches for the opportunity. So what I would just say, taking a long route to get here and making sure that the work showed the ability level to be able to perform at this level.
You didn't have the players portfolio where you say here's the way.
No, I was one of those guys that back in the day they had a convention, go to the coach convention, have a resume board. I was pinning my resume to that resume board that nobody was looking at. So I was just trying to find every edge and angle to be able to showcase how much I want to pour into these young men and inspire them to be better than what they are without.
Coach, what type of unique challenges does Georgia's defense present to you?
And just, the defensive staff and Kirby, he's been coaching defensive ball for a long time. So they're not making a lot of mistakes. They have a lot of understanding, know how to leverage the football. They know where. The most impressive thing I've seen about the defense is they know how you're going to attack them because they know what challenges present to them. So they know based off what they're doing, what they're going to get attacked with. So you have to make sure you don't just go to the general answers of they do this, so we're going to do this. Because they're working that more than they're working anything else. So just them knowing who they are and their identity, I think, gives them an advantage because they know where the holes are in the defense. So you got to, they know that, so they're working that constantly.
Everyone always talks about the guys that they have. Your mental acumen as a football team. You see that on tape.
Absolutely. I think that's the easy route to say they got players. I mean, everybody once you get to this top tier level are going to have good football players. But you still got to coach them. You still got to, I don't care how good you are. If you take the wrong step, you'll get reached. I don't care how good you are. If your eyes in the wrong place at corner, you get beat. So I think that's the background. You got to recruit and have good players to be able to make up for those mistakes. But you also still can't make mistakes. That's why there's no 100% bet in football. All of us will be balling right now. So you still got to go perform and go do it on a daily basis and consistently. And I think their coaches display that even though they have players.
Is there a benefit that they may not know exactly what package you're going to get from them?
I mean, the thing about when you play 13 games, both teams have an identity. And, you're not going to come out and change your whole structure of who you are and how you prepare and how you go attack opponents. Now, you do have to do some things to adjust to a player's burst. What does he do best? And You know, what has he shown? And you might have some wrinkles and things you've been wanting to do to come off of yourself, scouting things of that nature. But at the end of the day, when it comes down to it, you're going to be who you are and who you need to be to go, display your identity.
In the championship game, ACC championship game, you guys had some success running the Wildcat. Given some of the struggles that Brock had in that game, but do you think that's indicative of what he might be able to do in this game, or how do you kind of balance? Hey, we can run some Wildcat, might have some success versus I want to give this guy reps and see what he can do.
I think a little bit two different scenarios because Tate Rodemaker still practiced that week.
Yeah.
So there was still a little bit of indecision on game time who's going to start the game. This is the first time Brock goes into a game knowing he's the guy. And the game plan is not fitting Tate and Brock, it's fitting Brock. So I believe that that's a little bit different preparation that goes into it, of him understanding and also us understanding what he does best to put him in better situations. But at the end of the game, our offensive staff told Brock, if we don't turn this ball over, we got a great high success rate of winning this game. And as long as we can come up with the adjustments of how they're doing, because Louisville was a good defense. We kept going into it, they held Notre Dame and all these other teams under 50 yards rushing. So we knew that they were going to have some unique things that they adjusted to in the run game. So the second half, we'd be able to kind of counter some of those things to get the run game going. But I thought what Brock did a good job was protecting the football, because any negative, like more games are lost than won, as the old adage, but anything negatively that could have happened could have been detrimental, but we didn't get into those kind of situations. So I thought, the term game manager is getting thrown out there a lot, but I thought he did a good job of managing the game and making sure we got in the right calls and were able to get the run game going. But Wildcat is something we've used, since we've really been here. I don't think there's many games where we haven't used the Wildcat, and it's going both ways. We're booed for it and praised for it, so hopefully we get the praise for it this time.
You mentioned it with Brock a little bit, knowing he's the guy for the days going into this game. How much is that going to help us from a confidence standpoint when it comes to Saturday? Who knows? The staff's got the ball belief.
I think that's huge for a quarterback, because he knows that I am the guy going into this, and also for the staff to make sure we're tweaking the game plan to the things he does well, because we want to make sure we put him in a position where he sees it, he understands it, he can go execute it. Now, we got to help him, of course, just like we do any other quarterback. We help Tate and help Jordan along the way as he became who he was. But when you know you're the guy, I think your preparation changes just a little bit. Now, as coaches, we like to say it doesn't, but I know it does, and even for me being a player.
How much have you seen him kind of accept that challenge of being a team leader over the last 4 or 5 days since we learned that face like that?
Say it one more time. I couldn't
How much
say it
have
out.
you seen Brock embrace that challenge of being the leader of the offense over the past few days since it's become clear that Tate's not good?
What's good is that it didn't surprise him, because he's been prepared for the moment. He has a good relationship with the guys. Nobody batted an eye. I think he has confidence. I also gave him a lot of confidence in the offensive line. Every guy that's played this whole year. So I think his preparation and his mindset and attacking things in practice that got him to this point instills the belief of guys knowing what they're doing.
Alex, do you get hit up from friends in the coaching fraternity that see these opt-outs and text you to say, like, hey, it must not be easy to prep for this game with all this going on?
I think it's more media that I get hit up
Is that
from.
right?
Or I get from, yeah, because every team in the country is going through the same process.
Yeah.
And I think the word, I think it's just the new narrative of information that people are kind of flocking to in these bowl games because it's brand new. No different than what the transfer portal was, NIL. So as we evolve and through this thing, of course the game is going to change and things are going to be different. But I think there's more excitement for the guys that are actually playing. Just like I see some families coming down here early, like my son gets to display because we recruited all those guys on this roster. And there's a reason. Now they got to gain the experience, the reps. They got to go through the trials and adversity and learn. And I'm excited for that part of it because it kind of gives you a preview of what's to come with the roster that we have.
Along those lines, the celebration of a bowl game at the end of the 13-0 season, how much of it do you try to lean into, well, this is a big celebration, but there's also we're 13-0, been playing with a little bit of a chip on your shoulder, but then there's also the learning of some of the younger guys, and we do have a lot of younger guys playing in this game, so how do you kind of balance that, and how do you kind of preach the mindset to your team?
Yeah, we have a confident bunch. Every guy on our roster feels like they should have been a guy anyway. So I told him this is a chance for you to showcase your talent and ability, So we have an overly confident bunch like we have. It's more just making sure we're keeping them on point and organizing them in the best way we can keep them showcase who they are. And try to avoid and put them in practice situations that they might not have experienced in game time situations, but simulate as best as our ability in practice. But every year you're gonna have a new superstar, every year is always somebody new that shows up that you didn't expect and things of that nature. So it's just the more excitement of going to that process of the next step. But I don't think there's anything. There's no new inspirational speeches. There's no more. We're not passing out books of inspiration or changing anything like that. The message is still the message, and the preparation is still the preparation. You're just doing it with some more eager guys who can't wait to go display themselves.
Coach, I'm going to have you go to the other side.